This is lesson number 1, and I just want to take a few minutes and talk through drumsticks and drum pads with you, because this is where you start. If you really want to play the drums well, you got to have a pair of sticks, you got to have a pad, and you got to know how to use them. And we're going to go through and I'm going to teach you how to do that. But let me show you a few drumsticks, and if you don't know what to get, I'll give you a good idea of where to go. I really love drumsticks by Vic Firth. ProMark makes good drumsticks. As long as it's a good quality stick, it doesn't really matter. But I like Vic Firth sticks. I have a few different sticks here. They have a signature series that is by different drum set artists. I've got a Steve Gadd stick here, a Dave Weckl stick, and a Steve Smith stick. I like all of these on drum set. They're a real nice stick, weighted well. They're a nice length. The thing that is quite similar about these is the size of the shaft. And this is about the smallest shaft I like holding in my hand. You can get smaller drumsticks, usually called like a 7A. Very small. You might want to use those in certain drum set applications and situations, but for developing your hands and working on your technique, I think those are too small. You need something a little more substantial. These drum set sticks would work. But I prefer, for developing your hands and your technique, even a little bit bigger stick. Vic Firth makes another series of drumsticks called SD. They have an SD General or an SD1, and it has a nice size shaft like this one. This is an SD2 Bolero. The reason I like this SD stick is the shaft is a good size, substantial to hold in your hand, but it tapers quickly and it has a smaller bead. I use this a lot on orchestral playing, on orchestral snare drum, and I've seen guys use this on drum set too, because it has a nice small bead and it can work. But this is a really great all-purpose stick to develop your technique with. If you're really wanting to develop your rudimental chops and become a really great rudimental drummer, I would recommend that you do all this technique development with a full-size 3S marching stick. Vic Firth makes a lot of great, I think they call it their core series or marching series. I don't remember exactly. But this one's a Ralph Hardiman stick. I really like this a lot. Get a good drumstick. As long as it's made of wood, skip the psychedelic metal sticks and nylon tips and all these funky things that sometimes people try to sell you. Just get a great wood stick that's got a big enough shaft that you can hold in your hand and move. So that's the story on drumsticks. The other thing is you need a good pad. Now, there's lots of different kinds of drum pads out there, but what's most common and popular now and really easy to get are called gummy rubber pads. I've got a couple here as examples. This one is made by Vic Firth. It's just a wood disc. Sometimes they have pad surfaces you can drum on both sides. This just has a foam pad that sets on a plain surface or on a countertop or a drum or something. But this has this thin layer of rubber on it, this kind of squishy gummy rubber. Makes for a great practice surface. They're not real loud. They're good on your hands. It's just a great thing to drum on. I really like them. This one has a plastic mylar sheet on it that gives it a little crisper response, which I really like. You can get them without those as well. Those were made by Vic Firth. I have another pad here made by Zymox. It's a custom pad. I really like it. It's got a little bit thicker rubber, so it's even better cushioned on the hand, but it also has the mylar sheet, which gives it good response. This one also has a metal box in the bottom of it filled with BBs or something that rattle around and make it sound kind of like a snare drum, which I really like the sound and response. It's easy to hear what you're playing and to practice a lot of different stuff. So I like that. Now, one other thing that you are going to need is a metronome. If you don't know what a metronome is it's a timing device. Musicians use them, have used them for years. They're pretty much all electronic now, which is nice. A metronome just clicks a steady, regular beat, a certain number of beats per minute. And you can see this one is a pretty simple one. It has a dial. You can make the clicks go faster or slower. And this is very important to help you develop your sense of time and tempo control, which is absolutely essential for any drummer. So you need a good metronome. So get your hands on a good metronome. Now, you can also I got an iPhone here. There's great apps on iPhones. This was a free app. Pretty cool. It's a metronome. It has all the different beats per minute markings and everything. That one's a great one. There's also really fancy ones that, this was one made by Boss. that subdivides. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. So it's pretty cool. Anything that will keep a steady beat for you is a must. So get your hands on a good metronome. Let's go on to lesson 2. Let's get you started holding your sticks and moving your hands. We're going to talk about grip, hand position, and everything you need to do to start drumming.